Hi, this is Steve Black, and I want to welcome you to this month's webinar where we're going to focus on how to make your posts go viral on Facebook. It's going to be a terrific webinar, and we'll have question and answer after the session. But when we talk about your posts going viral, what we're talking about is getting great exposure. By definition, viral means that you go out to at least 5 to 10 times as many followers as you have. And it can happen as a result of getting a lot of reactions on your post, combined with a lot of views. So you get those reactions and then also getting shared a lot. And then we're going to share our 10-step process to make this happen. It's going to, along with this webinar, is a 24-page handbook where it goes step by step into these steps. It's very comprehensive. You should be able to print it out through the members area. If you have any questions, just message our office. But very comprehensive webinar that we're in store for. So let's jump right into it. And it's going to be based around, the case study is going to be based around a post that we did. Last year, we had a lot of success on Memorial Day, getting our post out to about 8,000 people for under $40. This year, we reached 42,000 people, just short of that. As you see, 41,874. And our total budget was $52. And to be direct, we probably could have done that without any budget on it if we would have kept it going, because it got so much viral traction. At the core, though, you've got to have a great picture, and you got to know where to find the picture, and that's going to kind of open up our conversation. Then you got to know how to go ahead and get it out there to the people that it's going to appeal to. If this was a picture of one of our books, or a picture of me at a seminar, a picture of you at your store, a picture of you at your office, or a picture of your new listing, it probably wouldn't get as much traction as it did. It got over 42,000 views, 1,700 likes, reactions, we'll call that, like, love, and sad tears. It got 42 comments, and it got shared 418 times. So we'll go through this step by step and how you do it. If everybody will go to their handouts, you'll see that there's a lot of benefits to having viral posts. The first benefit is that you're going to go ahead and get your name out there. You're also going to go ahead and be able to stay top of mind with people that you've dealt with in the past. You're going to go ahead and generate new leads. You're going to get likes on your page. So if you're going to play the game of Facebook, let's play it big time, and let's see how we do it. We invested, like I said, $54. We got over 41,000 views, 1,700 plus reactions, 42 comments, 418 shares, and we really didn't put much time into it. We just kind of let it run its course. Otherwise, we could have even went higher than that. I think next year we'll go for 100,000 views. But where you would see that is if you went to my Facebook page, facebook.com/Steve Black Speaker, you'd see the reactions. If you see it over on Business Success Training, it was shared from this business page to that business page. But I'm going to use kind of the examples interchangeably today, because I know it can get confusing when I say Steve Black. Is that your personal profile or your business page? But we actually posted it originally to our business page called Steve Black. But as it says in the guide, let's go to some of the benefits again. Skipped over this page. I wanted to show you. You're going to be top of mind with people that currently like and engage with your company. You're going to have exposure to new target audiences. You're going to go ahead and generate leads. You're going to be able to invite people to like your page. You're going to get page likes. And then, you have opportunities to start conversations with the people that like your page or the people that share your stuff. So what is step one? Step one is that you need to have a great thumb-stopping image. And a lot of people think when I ask that question, where do you find great images? They say, oh, just go to Google. Well, if you go to Google and steal somebody else's images, you're stealing. And so that would be opening yourself up to a lawsuit for copyright infringement. So a few different places we could get images, a lot of different places, in fact, but I'm going to just focus on two of my favorites. The first one is called Shutterstock. They have over 200 million images that you can, that are royalty free. They also have videos. So one thing that I would recommend you do is open up a Shutterstock account. And the best way to get to the page where you can do that, just go to businesssuccesstraining.com/images for sale. So write that link down and open up a Shutterstock account. It's going to be free to set it up. And then in the future, if you need great pictures, either for your flyers, your brochures, your Facebook, you're going to have access to an account and you're going to be ready to roll. Those photos could be anywhere from $1 to, $100, depending on, what your use is and how many photos you need. The second way to get images, and this one for free, and this is where we're going to start today, is at a website called Unsplash. So write that one down, unsplash.com. And it is a bit of a, sorry, that's the computer taking over. It is a bit of sort of a flea market, a treasure hunt, because you don't know what you're going to get. But the price is right. It's free. And some really great photographers have went ahead and uploaded their images here for us to use. And they said, hey, all photos published are on Unsplash can be used for free. This is the license agreement. You can download, you can use them for commercial and non-commercial purposes. And I included the link for those of you that have compliance issues and stuff, where you can find the license. But basically, if I was to go to Unsplash and I was to type in Soldier Independence Day, that would be Memorial Day that just passed, 4th of July coming up. It would kick me out some of these great pictures. And you would find this one, hopefully. These are boots with flags in it. This is actually going to be my next post on the 4th of July. I'm going to use this picture. I'm going to superimpose text over it. This is Happy 4th of July. I'm going to put a small banner in here where it's branded. So as people share this, they don't just download it and steal it from me and I get credit. And it's going to be another big hit. But this is how you would find a great picture. And then after you have a great picture, you'd want to customize the photo. Now, to customize a photo, again, there's lots of options out there. We're going to focus on two today. Canva, which will be our example, canva.com. Those of you that have been to my seminars know that I'm a big fan of Canva because it's super easy to use. Or PicMonkey. PicMonkey is another one you could use. They'll try to sell you a membership. You don't have to buy the membership to use their editing tool. But for today's example, we're going to use Canva. So what I did here is I uploaded my picture that I found on Unsplash on Memorial Day into Canva. I then wanted to superimpose these 3 lines of text, wishing you a blessed and peaceful Memorial Day, fbsteve.com, Steve Black Speaker. The only thing I regret about this post is I wish I would have made the fb.com, Steve Black Speaker a little bit smaller. I used a 35-point Rubik 1 font. And I'd probably suggest dropping that down to maybe 20 point and then make it a little bit more subtle, maybe a transparency of 80. And I'll show you real time what that looks like. But we used a 30-point font, Open Sans font up here, which is just a font that you pick by using the drop-down menu. The most popular font I think out there is like Arial or Helvetica 1. But this just came with the layout that I used, so I went with it. And this was a 65-point Rubik 1 font, okay? But I think I'm pretty happy with the way it was. The only reason I say go ahead and make that a little bit more subtle is people are real sensitive to self-promotional posts when you start sharing. And I would rather it be about the people in my community, my fan base, people that I'm trying to reach, than, hey, this guy's trying to sell me something. We shared it with over 100 groups, and we did have 2 group leaders come back and say, hey, we had to reject your post because it's self-promotional. And they got me, yes, but the other 98 of them said, hey, this is awesome. Let's share it with our group. Thank you for sharing it. So I think I wouldn't even gotten slapped on the hand by those 2 if I would have made that a little bit smaller. So let's go to Canva real time and see what Canva looks like. So if I want to do that, I'm going to go to Canva by typing in canva.com up here. I'm already logged in. I already uploaded the photo right here. So let me populate that, and I'll just go ahead and show you how easy this was. So all I did to add the text after it was loaded up was let me go ahead and take this off. All right. So all I did to do this was drag over. Let's assume it's blank now. I said I want to add text. So I went over here to the left side. I said I want to add a heading. The first heading, what I did was what I'll call a subheading. I just dragged it where I wanted it. And oh, I don't have the clipboard installer. Great. Have a safe and free Memorial Day. All right. And I want to go ahead and make that so it stands out. So I'll pick it as a white color off of my color palette right here. And I used, what font did I use there? I told you in the design, we used the font Open Sans. Okay, so let me go back over here. I just go to my drop down menu. I look for the font called Open Sans, and there's no magic to using Open Sans. I'm just trying to replicate what I did in case you were trying to model me. So I'd like you to do this for the next holiday. If you're watching this live, that would be 4th of July. But I go to Open Sans, and we said, what, 30? What did we say? In the guide, we said 30 point, okay? So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use a drop down. I'm going to make, they don't have it there, so I'm going to type in 30, and boom, I've got what we put in that picture. What we put, wishing you a blessed and peaceful. So let's say I wanted to change that. Now it's all set. I just say wishing you a blessed and peaceful. Isn't that awesome how easy this is? Now I'm going to go ahead and grab the heading here. This one, we're going to change it, I know, to the Rubik. So there's the Rubik 1 in my favorites. I'm going to stretch this out. We used a 65, so let's take that up to 65. Well, let's go 64. Let's see if we make it 65. There you go, just to be consistent. And we'll type in Memorial Day. And again, we want this to be white, so we'll go ahead and select that from the drop down. All right, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this by dragging that. You'll be a graphic pro in no time. And then we'll go ahead and do a sub heading down here with our information. I said that we did a 35. I'm going to do this as a 20 just to set this up properly. And I'm going to do fb.com/Steve Black Speaker. All right, so now it's branded. Now I want to change that to the Rubik 1, but I also said 20. I want to make it the white font. Actually, I could make it gray, huh? That might be good. Yeah, I like that. There, it's not too prevalent, but I do want people to see it. So let's go ahead and make it back to white. It's a great thing. You can just test it. But I did say transparency 80. So let me show you how to do that. So now I'm over here at, how am I going to do that? Oh, there you go. So now I've got this highlighted. I'm going to go up here to the upper right-hand corner, this little transparency button. I'm going to make this 80. Let's see how that comes out. Boom. So I guess it's a little bit lighter. Not that much lighter, but if I would have taken this like all the way down to 40, look at what happens. You could barely see it. But I want people to see it. I just don't want it to be as prevalent as our other text. So I think this post would even be better than what I did originally and delivered out there. I would just go ahead and center this up. Just eyeball it. If I want to get fancy, there's tools to do that, but I'll just go ahead, eyeball it up. I'll drop this down a little bit. And this is perfectly sized for Facebook. If I wanted to resize it for Twitter, I would change dimensions and then I would go to Twitter post. But we got this all set up as a perfect 940 by 788. I'll then download it and share it. So I'll first hit save, file, save. Then I'll go download, and I'll download it as a PNG. If I could use a JPEG, but PNG is going to be higher resolution, so I'm going to use PNG. I'm going to press download, and in a few seconds, I'll have a perfectly sized image for Facebook. I'll just say webinar. All right. So that's how easy. Now, the great thing is, if I want to go ahead next year and switch this out, watch how easy this is. I would make a copy of this, right? So I'm not going to mess with the original. I would go ahead and I would press here and I would delete the picture. All the other stuff is staying. I go in there, I grab another picture for next year. See if I have last year's picture here or not. Here, let's upload one from my computer. So I'll go ahead and upload one from my computer that I know I took from Unsplash last night. And if I wanted to switch it to this, okay, cool. So I'll grab this picture, I'll upload it. It's now in my Canva. Let it upload. I'm at the beach, so it's uploading a little bit slow. But as soon as this is done, we'll pause this video just for a second so we don't have to wait. All right, so then I just drag it over here. And now look, I have this year's post ready to roll if I wanted to. I'm going to actually change this one in this scenario to 4th of July. And it's that easy. 10 years ago, I'd send this to graphic artists. They charged me $125. Now I do this. Now, if I was really challenged technically, and this was too much, what I do is I go to a website called Fiverr, Fiverr.com, tell them what you want, and get somebody over there that can do this for you. Now I'll go ahead and I'll rename this one. Instead of copy of Memorial Day, we'll call it 4th of July. And I'll press done, I'll press download, and I will save it. How awesome was that? So that's how easy it is to do step 1 and 2, customize your photo. Step 3, post the customized photo to your business page. Number 1, we go to our business page and we choose photo. Number 2, we just upload the photo. And then we'll add the text. Let me copy this text and show you how to do it real time. All right, I hope you're enjoying this. And the great thing about this video recording webinar is if you're a member, you're going to have a recording of this, and then you'll be able to go ahead and pause it and watch it. So here I am on Facebook. I'm going to type in my business page that we're going to put it on. All right. And what we'll do here is come over here to find our business page. Now, we could have done that by going right here, but I'm going to just show you another way to get to it. So I'll just go up here to where it says pages. I'll type in business success training. All right. And then we'll type in, go right here like it says in the guide. We'll put in a photo, press upload. We'll find the photo that we just made right here. We'll upload it. We'll take the text and for of July. Is for celebrating our freedom. As you head to, let's never forget who keeps us safe. Thank you to all that served. All right. Now I could go ahead and I can post this. Obviously, I'm not doing this. It's not 4th of July today. So watch this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to publish this, but I'm going to go ahead and when I publish, I'm going to schedule it. I'm going to schedule this to go out on July 3rd. So I'm all set. I'm going to schedule this to go out on July 3rd at 6 p.m. All right. Now I'll go ahead and press schedule and I'll upload it and I'll create a post. All right. And so that post has been already put up. If I want to see it, I go up to Publishing Tools. And I will look here at Schedule Post. And there it is. Let's see what it looks like. Boom. How do you like that? All right. So now we've posted our post. And I want you all to do this on the next holiday, whatever it is, whenever you're watching this, and get your post to over 1,000 people. And try to get over 100 reactions. If you can hit those two metrics, you're going to really be in for some great things with Facebook. But you got to implement. Most important thing is implement. So that's your homework, and then let me know when you post it, and I'll make sure to get it out there as well. All right, step 4. Share your post to your personal profile. So from your business page, you'd hit the share and the drop down. You would go ahead and then choose share to your timeline. You would add some text. In this scenario, tag someone that served or lost someone in service. You could change your setting here to be, as locked down as just you, or you could go ahead and share that, publicly or anywhere in between with some of your friends list that you set up. The first place you start is you start over here with the share. And then the last part is the post. So number 1, share. Number 2, choose the drop down. Number 3, go ahead and add some text. Number 4, and then number 5. So let me show you how this happens real time for those of you that are just getting started with Facebook. So I can't share this one since it's a future one. So we're going to go back to the old one that I did. Okay. So we'll just go back to the original post. And let's see, there's a few different versions of it here. Here's the one. Okay, so here's the original post. And all I'm going to do here is I'm going to press the share button, which is step 1. And I have option share or share to a page. I'm going to choose share to a page. Now, if I went to share, it would automatically share to my timeline, which is cool for this example. But I just want to show you that the drop downs here, now I can select share on your timeline. I could say, please tag someone who served or a family member. I put a little smiley face. All right. Insert an emoji if I wanted to. Find the right one. All right. Let's go neutral. Let's just go with this. All right. Take the smiley face out. I don't want that to be misinterpreted. The next thing that I could do, I could say public, or I could just take it down to my friends, or I could take it to specific friends. Since our goal here is to get viral distribution, we're going to leave this public, even on our personal profile. People can share it with their friends and really get this thing going. So we're going to leave it public. But for other posts, like real estate post or product post, you might want to share that with just certain lists, because this lesson can be applied in a lot of different ways. And then I would press post, and that would share it. I'm going to go ahead and just, since this isn't really something that's timely, I'm going to make it only me. I'm going to share it to my timeline. Now it's there and nobody else will see it. So that's how easy it was to do this step in the lesson. Step forward. Now we're going to talk about step 5. So how do you advertise the post? Well, the first thing that we're going to do is talk about advertising it to a general audience. Our goal in this would be to go ahead and get in front of a lot of targeted people. Let's say they were people that had a certain net worth, or people that were business owners, or people that were homeowners. But this time we're going to, we could choose any of those, but I'm going to just choose people between 45 and 64. Why am I going to eliminate the younger generation? Well, I know from past promotions of these kinds of posts that the younger generation does not respond nearly as well as my older generation. And it doesn't stop at 64. I mean, I've got people 65 plus, according to the Facebook Insights, going crazy over this stuff. I'm not going to target people over 64 because that isn't necessarily the people that go to my seminars. Now, I do have 70-year-olds, 75, 80, but I'm just focusing on the sweet spot for me, which is 45 and 64 years old. Those are people that are going to respond well to this post, and they're in that age bracket, okay, that they could become potential long-term customers. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use the drop down to start. Instead of using Boost Post, I'm going to use the drop down menu, upper right-hand corner. I'm going to go to Create Ads. This is going to bring me up these 11 options. I'm going to choose engagement. That's the option that's going to give us a lot of likes, a lot of reactions, a lot of comments, and a lot of shares. All right, if I just want to reach a lot of people, I could go over here, get traffic maybe to a website or a landing page if it was an ebook or an IDX search in real estate. But for this lesson, which we're just going after engagement to get all those reactions, we're going to choose this. I'm going to go ahead, leave this highlighted. I'm going to name it. Step 5, number 5, I'm going to press continue. I don't want to show it to just anybody. I want to show it to people that I'm doing business with in the near future. So I'm going to target the metro areas of Orlando and Tampa. I'm going to go ahead, as I said, drop that age, make it between 45 and 64. So the only people going to see it are people on Facebook that are in these areas, whether they live there or traveling between those age brackets. I'm going to drop down to detailed targeting, and I'm going to add some qualifiers. I'm going to say I want people that have an interest in the U.S. military, United States Navy, that work in the Army, that have an interest in any of these. And this actually goes down further. It's just our screenshot doesn't show. All I would do to see more of that is press suggestions, and it would go ahead and add some more, like Coast Guard, etc. So I'm going to choose the demographics. Now, I chose that just to target people that are in this area. Let's say I want to target homeowners that like the military. I would put in the word homeowners, and then there would be a little box here that says narrow, and I would choose narrow it down to people that are homeowners that also like the military. So this is where, you have to, if you run into snags, you want to send us a question, and I'll make some recommendations on our audience that we're going to target if you're a group coaching member. Then you lay out your budget. Your budget could be as little as $1 for one day, but since our goal is to get thousands of views, tens of thousands of views, I'm going to make a $50 budget. I would set this up to go out next year if it was a Memorial Day post, maybe the Friday at about, early evening on the West Coast, 4:23 on the East Coast, 4:23 on the West Coast. And I would run it until Memorial Day winds up at 11:23 p.m. on the East Coast, 8:23 on the West Coast. And the most I can spend for this ad is a total of $50. Now, the paid reach on that other ad, the ad that I showed you, might have been like 12,000 and the rest was organic. But to mail 12,000 postcards or letters or postcards saying, hey, happy Memorial Day would have run me about $6,000 minimum. And we did that, like I said, for $54. I'm going to optimize that, leave that as optimized for post engagement. I'll leave that all the time. I'll let Facebook go ahead and get results. I'll press continue. When I get over here, I could either create a new ad or I could use existing post. I'm going to use an existing post. I'll use this drop down, or I could have used the other business page, but for this example, not to confuse you, so I use this drop down. And then I went ahead and I found the creative, the post. If I did this drop down, there'd be 50 posts there that have been posted in the last month on our business page, but I chose this one. It gives me an example of what it looks like. Here's a real important thing. You add a click to action button. So I hit this drop down. It said send message or learn more. I just want to get messages. Now, you don't get a lot of messages. I'll just warn you, but it's nice for them to be able to easily message you. Like, hey, send me a list of properties on the market, or when are you having your next, 30% off sale. So definitely take advantage of that. Either link them to your website or have them send a message. And then I got a warning here from Facebook that says, hey, because of the amount of text in your post, and that's, again, one of the reasons we're reducing this so that we don't get this message, I could request a manual review. If you have too much text, and even if they approve it, you might pay a few extra pennies per reach versus not having post. In fact, if you ever go this route and do the create ad, you might just leave the ad without anything. I did also a like ad, a page like ad with the same image. I just used the raw picture, none of this, because people don't really have the opportunity to download that kind of thing. And we didn't have any text, but here we're promoting the post, so we're going to leave it intact, which means we request a manual review, and then you press confirm. And you don't get approval on your manual review beforehand, but 90% of the time it's going to get approved, and something like this would definitely get approved. I've had a few students say, hey, my ad didn't get approved. Well, they put all this text. They tried to put up a rate sheet or a spec sheet up here, and it's just too much. Facebook says, hey, our audience doesn't want to see that kind of stuff. We aren't going to put it in front of them. But something like this is going to get approved. You just have to go ahead and hit that button. So continuing with our lesson, the other way to do it would be to boost the post. And what you could do is you could do both of them, or you could do either. Let's say you just made your post and you went ahead and hit the boost post button. Well, what you would do is this menu would come up, and then you would have not 11 options, but you would have some options. Where I would use boost post, let's say you were just trying to do top of mind brand awareness. You wanted to get it out there to your people that like your page and their friends, maybe get some referrals. You could choose this button, and then you could still choose people that live in Tampa, people that live in Orlando, or whatever area that you chose. You could still set a budget anywhere from $1 a day, or if it was a 7-day ad, $7. I made it again $50 here, and then you could run the ad till a certain date. Now, if you've already set up custom audiences, like uploaded your CSV file of your database, you could choose this option. Your boost post button doesn't have as many options as doing it with that drop down, but there is a place for it. So, I'm just giving you a second way to do this. You would then hit your budget. You'd go ahead and press a button here, and you would post it. So that's the second way you could do it. I'd encourage you to go back into some of our other trainings on Facebook ads. When you say, well, how did you do all that? How did you select that? It's all in your books. There's a 117-page guide on how to do Facebook ads. Go through it. All right. Your sixth step would be then to share it to the groups that you're a member of, okay? And you could share, I would recommend sharing it anywhere to 10 to 100 groups. Now, if you're not part of any groups yet, here's what you type into Facebook. You type in this area right here, all right? You type in this, all right? And then there'll be a little button, or you could type in this whole thing. You just copy that from your PDF workbook and paste it into the address bar of your browser, and it'll take you to where you can discover various groups to join. You're looking for big groups. You're not looking for groups with 10 people. You're looking for groups with 1,000 people, 10,000 people. You're going to put in keywords like or like Maitland or Orlando or Denver or Seattle or Tacoma. Okay. Anyways, I'm already a part of the group, so that I don't have to do that. You might have to join some groups and then share, all right? We're not looking to share self-promotional stuff in the groups, though, or we'll get kicked out for spamming, okay? So we're doing something that they can relate to, like this holiday message. There are buy-sell groups out there, so if you do have something to buy or sell or a service to offer, that's what those groups are for, and they won't kick you out, but you can use these same fundamentals that we're talking about today. But how do I share with the group? Well, I go to the post, the post with the Memorial Day and everything there. At the bottom, I go to share, and I go to share to page, okay? Once again, we're using not this option, but we're using this option. Now, earlier we did an example where we shared it to our timeline. We're going to drop down here where it says share in a group, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead, and the fourth thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add my text. The fifth thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the group I'm going to add to. If I wanted to put it in this Tony Robbins group, I just type in the word A, where group is, and it found all my groups that have the letter A in it. Or if I want to put it in a group called Men and Women in Support of President Trump, I would just go ahead and then click that, and then I would press the share button, and it would share it to people in those groups. Now, there may be a screening process by the admin of that group where he has to approve it, or it might just go straight into the group. And what happens after you shared it with the group is you're not going to necessarily see anything right away. And then as people start logging into Facebook, if they're a member of that group and the post has started to get likes and comments, Facebook is more likely than not going to show it to them and show it to more group members. And it's literally going to snowball. An hour later, you might have shared it with, 50 groups. That took you 30 minutes. And, you've only got a few hundred likes. Well, you log in, 15 minutes later and you've got 3,000 likes. And then you log in 15 minutes later and you've got 9,000 views. And it just keeps going from there. And along the way, you pick up likes, you pick up comments, and you pick up shares, and your post is starting to go viral. The secret sauce here is find good groups that you can share it with. And like these people love the law of attraction and mind movies. You could put, but now I shared it in a group like that. And, I had somebody that was anti-military, say, yeah, but, there are a bunch of robotic people out there to kill, I can delete that comment, I can ban that guy from the business page if I want. But I usually leave something like that up as long as they don't get too nasty. Anyways, Step 7, like I said, your post is getting out there to a lot of people. It should start exploding. It might take a few hours. And when should you do it? If it was a Memorial Day post, I'd probably do it about 10 a.m. on the Friday, and I'd run, your ads and until Memorial Day. And between your organic and your paid promotion, you're going to get thousands or tens of thousands of views. And like I said, a couple of the groups may reject your post or call it self-promotional. Don't get up in arms. Don't defend yourself. Just apologize. Say, hey, I didn't realize this was against the rules. I apologize. They usually send you a message, and, it's no big deal. Some of them have their own motive, like their coaches in my scenario, and they have their own events, and they looked at it as I was a threat. So some people have that abundance mentality. Some have the scarcity mentality, but I just respect their position and move on. But that's why we did lower the font and the transparency see on that picture so that we can even minimize those. Step 8, reap the benefits. And here's why we're doing this, okay? So now it's been in front of thousands of people. We've had 1,700 people like it. All I've got to do is hover here and I can see who those people are. But if I click there, it's actually going to show me who those people are. And this is super important. Then people that have already liked the page, it indicates it. But if you have somebody that hasn't already liked your page, so, it's went viral, it's in a group, this person has liked your post, but they haven't liked your page, you now can go ahead and press this button right here and send them an invite. Now, you could, that kind of goes into the bowels of Facebook, but 100 people new that haven't liked your page, liked your post. You go through here, it takes you 5 minutes, you click invite, and 10 of those people end up liking your page. And you can come back and do this in a couple months if they haven't responded. Like this person is invited but hasn't taken action, and I could re-invite him. I could go over to his page if I really thought he was a great prospect and start liking his stuff. I could comment on his stuff. I could send him a personal message. I could send him a friend request. There's a ton of things that we could do depending on who you're trying to reach. But if you're in a small town community, you're trying to go ahead and put a post out there to your farm territory. You recognize Larry as a goat as a homeowner. You might even know him. Since he's went ahead and liked your post, you've invited him. Now it's time to go over to Facebook, send him a friend request, send him a text if you have a cell number. Say, hey, Larry, I just sent you a Facebook request, and get those people engaged with you. That's one of the reasons we do this. Another thing, step 9, after you're done going through these likes and inviting people, look at the comments, and where applicable or to all of them, you look for a comment like this. I love it, Steve. These are a service. And I say, you better believe it. This creates a conversation. Now I can go back over to Bob, who I happen to be friends with. I could say, what are you doing for the holiday? By the way, love to see you. I have something interesting I want to run by you, or I have something I want to send you. And I could pick up a prospect. So there's a method to the madness. We've got to go ahead and not only put stuff out there, we got to come back. We got to go ahead and invite those people to like our page. We got to comment. And then the final part of this to reaping the benefits is it'll also, just like it showed us who liked our page, it'll show us who shared it. And what's good etiquette here with everybody that's shared your post, you just go ahead, you click there, it brings up a picture of who shared it, and then you have a copy and paste comment. Thanks for sharing. It's important that people never forget what Memorial Day is about, and you could always change it so it doesn't look robotic. What I recommend, and this is a ninja technique, also include this. This is going to give you a free advertisement, okay? So Sharon has shared this post with her audience. I send her a nice message, and I say, please like my business page so we can stay connected. Facebook then goes ahead and puts this pretty picture here. And right here would be a button. I'm logged in under my account, but if you saw this post, go to share and find this lady, try to find this post. You would see a button here. If you're don't already like my page, it says like my page. And that's another strategy right here. You got to write it as https://facebook.com/your business page with this. And that's going to make this. But this little tactic might end up getting you an extra 5 likes from Sharon's network. And that's how you build your network, build your friends. My closing thoughts, we covered a lot. I'm going to open it up to questions. But if you just go out and do this, the best way to learn Facebook is to actually do Facebook. It's just like any other kind of marketing. You have to be smart and savvy about the tactics used. I showed you some ninja stuff today, and you have to have a master and plan. We're showing you in our courses what is working today. What worked 3 years ago because of the algorithm doesn't work today. This is what works today. If you aren't a believer in social media, become one. It's not going away. It should be at the center of all your marketing. The things that we talked about today can be used with all the holidays. Memorial Day. What are you going to post on Labor Day? What are you going to post on Halloween? What are you going to post on Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, Valentine's Day, St. Patty's Day, MLK Day, Easter? Community events, the same things that we talked about, going into local groups, sharing a schedule of the Chicago street festivals or the 50s auto show that's coming, or even stuff about like the homestead exemption. These same strategies would work. So I hope you enjoyed. Now's your time to implement. We're going to go back real time, answer any questions you have. This is Steve Black. I enjoyed being with you.